Hey everyone, D-Dub Squizzy here, and welcome back to Neverwinter Nights Swordflight. Alright, so we're gonna be heading off, but I've been thinking about it, so I need to take two feats. I need power attack, and then I need cleave. And I don't know, well yeah, I forgot I move a little faster than other people. I don't exactly know how often barbarians or druids get feats, but I think barbarians get them a little faster. So I think I'm going to straight level Barbarian until I get Cleave, then I'll level up Druid to match them, and then keep them going equally after that. And there's a fly around here and I hate it. And so that's what I think I'm going to do for leveling in the immediate future. Not that I'll be leveling up a ton right now. Alright, ready to go? Let's go. Caravan sets out across the Kalim Desert, with you and Zarala among the mercenaries and adventurers hired as guards. You travel for several days without incident. At the end of this period, some man calls you and some of the other hired adventurers together for a conference. Good, you're all here. Not one is missing. Right, so we have the guard captain, a rogue, and a wizard along with us. Wish to remind all of you that if you see anything of interest to yourselves among the caravan supplies, you should feel free to make an offer for it. I'm a merchant, selling things is my business. Just bought this nice crossbow from him, which would be this thing, that has just unlimited basic bolts and has light. Not required to share my private funds with you. Yeah, no, that's kind of annoying, isn't it? Wanted to warn all you, we are entering a dangerous part of our route. Most dangerous, there are bandit groups known to be operating near this section. Let the bandits come, do fools to brave the spells. Seen wizards in battle, they shoot off a few pretty lights, but are never decisive, and then can do nothing more. It's always cold steel that settles things in the end. Sometimes he's a little right, but I mean, man, you get the right spells being cast early on, fight over immediately. What uses a sword arm paralyzed by enchantment, or a warrior whose life has been drained by necromancy before he can even reach his foe. These are only a few of the weapons provided by study of the art. That warrior's protecting him, a wizard's lucky if he can survive long enough to cast a spell. That's fairly true. Heart of the power of my god. I don't really have a god. Martial skill is more reliable than any spell. Just because you lack the intelligence to understand a spellbook, do not belittle those who can. No need to get into an argument, no need. Sure, if we're so fortunate as to face a bandit attack, we should be grateful for the special abilities of each. Better the bandits die facing us than survive to slay some less capable travelers. I hope they attack. Hoping to find adventure worthy of song. So far all I found on this trip has been sun, sand, heat, and thirst. Dole is how I like my trips, just think for profitable commerce. He is correct. That is exactly what's most important on a trip. You want everything to be dull and boring. Not far to the east, just a little way off our path, is a camp run by the cleric of Ogma, Kadath Olazur, leader of an archaeological expedition. Naturally, follower of Ogma, be eager to see what knowledge can be uncovered. Quite eager. I have great need for regular shipments of supplies to be brought to them out in the middle of the desert. Many things one cannot easily obtain. Water above all, we will be stopping by their camp. Heard tales about some of the ruins found in the desert, and conversation over. Down goes the captain just that fast. And then they come at me. Ooh. Yeah, it's a bit of a slaughter. As you come back from the brink of death, find yourself in a strange, otherworldly place. Aside from the platform you're on, there's nothing but empty space as far as the eye can see. Being floats before you, composed mostly of swirling semi-transparent mists. An air elemental. Plane of air, you're here because we brought you back from the brink of death, preserving your life, if for a short time, brought to this place. A secret adventure, you're not likely to suffer death is untimely, even by mortal standards. Death will surely claim you one day. That may not be for a long time, at least as your kind reckons it. It's all but strange. You obviously don't go around saving the life just anyone. Is there a reason I was singled out? We went to great trouble to save you because you're an insignificant being of no importance. Did I hear you right? Representative of very powerful beings, forces most likely exceed your ability to comprehend, might think beings powerful as ourselves could arrange things on your own plane any way we saw fit. That's not the case for various reasons, but mostly because we're not without enemies whose powers is greater than our own. Power is limited by what we could do, as well as by treaties and agreements, to limit the extent of our warfare. If we were to do something of no great importance, or to save the life of someone as insignificant as you, our enemies might overlook it, or think opposing us would not be worth the trouble, nor do we violate any agreement. Take it you save me so I could assist you. Indeed we are. We must, I fear, demand something in return. You're insignificant. You have crossed paths with someone who is not. Someone of our own blood, a child of air, has a great destiny. Talking about Zarala. She herself does not know it. She has the potential to shape the destiny of the world. There are forces at work who seek to prevent her from doing so. There is, however, nothing to prevent you from assisting and protecting her, and that's exactly what we require of you. Ask you to travel, go when she goes venturing. She does not fall to the many hazards. If she does fall, it will be your task to raise her. As we have you, we'll give you the means to do this. Or if she starts down the road to death, there will be powerful forces seeking to bar her return. You'll only have about 1 hour, at most 2, to restore her before she's irretrievably dead. If she falls more than once in rapid succession, you may have even less time. I'll use it to aid Zarala as needed. Be careful not to waste its power. Should not be able to depend on its being replaced. We're not giving you this for Zarala's benefit, but for yours, you will not be deprived of your adventuring companion. Right. Be aware, even now, Zarala's in a very precarious situation brought on by the assault of your caravan. You must deal with the situation or we return you. Be very careful who you talk to about us and what we've asked of you to reduce the risk of that word of our doings will reach hostile ears. I do not wish to imply any insult. Feel best to warn you that if you ever back out on our deal, you'll make some very powerful and dangerous enemies. We've already seen we bring you back from death, this place of refuge. You should not rely on assistance too much. There are limits to what we can do. On this occasion, we'll let it revive you. Yeah, so you can use them as a respawning thing. If you die, you can use the respawn. It'll pull you back here. You'll be fully healed, but it costs you 25 XP for each level. Unless that would cause you to drop a level, and then you just lose everything you can to be like I'd lose it down to 1,000, because that's what it took to level up lately. More frequently we're forced to restore you, more difficult it will become. And eventually they won't be able to at all. And they can only send you back exactly where you came from, although they will give you a little buff very temporarily. Already send me back. Which would be why I have temporary hit points, a saving throw bonus, and a better armor class for a very short time. Thought everyone here was dead. You're one of the caravan guards. That's the Cleric of Ogma. Was apparently destroyed by Bandit. Suppose you know that. I missed the last part. Take the bandits. We're victorious. Are you injured or provide you with healing? No. Where are they? They were heading to the west, laden with loot. Aside from you, no one here seems to be alive. I can save myself with my spells. Trailed the bandits for a short period. They've taken 2 captives. One was Saman Waladi. Another was a woman I do not know. Bore the characteristic of an air genocide. Yeah. I expect the bandits to hold him for ransom. As for the genocide, I can imagine what the bandits might want with their hope I'm wrong. Plan on taking the whole gang by yourself. I know you adventurers are accustomed to being outnumbered, but don't you think that's a bit much? Been entrusted with the protection of Zarala. If she's been captured, I don't have much choice but to attempt to rescue. I'm going to do this one. You should be able to follow the signs of their passage back to their base. They were making no effort to conceal them. Doubtless they assumed they had no living foes. Bandits will doubtless not be expecting any trouble. With any luck, you'll find them quite unprepared. I think I shall wager on your success. As you probably know, Saman's caravan was on its way when it was waylaid. Its destruction causes a problem. We're low on a number of supplies. Most serious problem is water. If the bandits have a base somewhere, they must have water. Hoping you'll be able to find or fill. How am I supposed to carry them? And then he gives you a bag of holding. And a couple potions. Alright. So, I have to go rescue her, beat the bandits, get Waladi out of there, and he wants me to bring him water, and gave me a bag of holding that he will take back when this is done. He just gave it to me to carry the water. So, the caravan, yeah, those characters we were introduced to, they didn't last long, did they? I don't really have a use for just 48 of these things. If you don't have 50, I can't sell them. And unlike these arrows here, I can't put them in a slot where I can build them up without taking up other space. I do the same thing with darts and throwing axes. They even killed our poor oxen. This would be where the majority of the guards fought and died. Bandits always win, but man, that was a curb stomping. Way worse for the caravan than most of the efforts I've seen. Generally, the captain will at least survive until you black out. He went down immediately. They must have critted him once or twice or something. Alright, so I'll just load all the stuff I don't need, primarily the stuff that weighs anything at all, into here. That way I have as much space as possible for everything that I'll need. Most of this stuff's not a huge deal as far as weight is concerned. And they give you a solution for carrying back any loot that you're too encumbered to bring. Let's go after them. Examination of the tracks indicates the party of bandits you're following consists primarily of humans, including a handful of representatives of other humanoid races. Do not appear to be especially wary or disciplined group. Detect signs that there are fire beetles in the area. I've never been able to use tracking before, because I've never played nature classes. This will be interesting. Beetles. So fire beetles in this are actually, they could be a little rough. I think these weakest ones here, they do like the 1d3 creature damage, probably with no strength buff, and probably 1d3 or 1d4 fire damage. And they also have fire resistance, I believe. Nope, doesn't look like they do, actually. In regular Neverwinter Nights, fire beetles were the weakest of the vermin, and they didn't have any actual fire associated with them. It was all just about their look. Okay, so once you examine tracks in one area, it looks like it probably covers the whole thing. That's right, I have sleep. I'll have to use that at just the right time. I'm surprised none of them have hit me yet. My armor class is terrible. The bandits are gonna. They're gonna be rough. Should have had him around the whole time. Or her. I don't even know. Objectively speaking, Panther's probably not the best option. I think the Direwolf is easily the strongest one there. Either that or the Brown Bear, but pretty sure Direwolf beats it. But I don't want to make the thing too easy. Guess if I really had that much trouble, I can change it out each level. Outskirts of the Bandit base. There's an archer and a big guy and probably a halfling in here somewhere. Yep. Ooh, man, that did not go well. I'm a dead man. I'm pretty sure. Wait a minute. Game options. Game. Well, it's not that. Always roll max hit points. Yeah, okay. Of course. Well, just enough for him to survive. Well, that was painful, and they killed my animal companion like it was nothing. But I did learn exactly what I thought. I don't lose any health or anything like that for it. Alright, those half-orcs are a mess. They get 2 attacks around and they hit pretty consistently with them. I think they're probably barbarians too. Examination of the tracks uncovers evidence the bandits are traveling with prisoners. Saman and Zarala remain alive. He's being so sneaky, I'll never see him coming. Alright, just you two. A little bit afraid of that one. Alright, not who I was aiming for, but I'll take it. Ow. He gets +2 to hit. He still has to roll decently well, but not as well as I would like. Yeah, for that reason right there. Because my armor class still sucks, and I have no health at all. I suppose I probably should heal up a little bit. Oh, come on now. The dude critted twice in a row. That happens sometimes. This is the kind of thing I'm see, early on in Swordflight, most of what you play is probably going to end up... Does he have a scimitar? That explains it. Scimitar's crit on an 18 to 20. He has a better crit chance than most weapons that you have improved critical with. Just by default. Yeah, see. Just by how few hit points you have and the fact you're fighting people around your level, most enemies are going to be able to kill you pretty easily. I can't do substitution spells because I'm not a cleric. So when I run out of healing, that's it. But any of them I can draw out and kill alone. Worth doing. I'm not seeing any more around this corner. Which means either they're just out of my viewing range, or they're halflings. Oh, just archers. Archers are probably the least threatening ones. They're, you know, they can still kill you, just like the rest of these guys can. But generally, things like that give you a bit of an edge. These bandits are not the smartest. Hey there. Who are you? What's going on? I'm your death if you don't start talking. Get started then. Main thing you want to know is central corridor is heavily trapped. All the traps on the right side. If you stick to the left, you'll be fine. That's what the message on the stone is obscurely referring to. What we have an army of over 100 packed by a dozen mighty wizards and a pet dragon. I won't tell any more lies, I promise. There's maybe a couple dozen of us around, not sure exactly. Most of the band's in the common room. First store you come to. Been celebrating on account of the caravan we just plundered. They're probably too drunk to fight very well. There's still a lot of them, so I don't know what you could do against them by yourself. That's your problem. We've got a wizard, usually alone in his room, and a cleric who's in the little shrine we set up near the end of the corridor. Probably be a few other people wandering about. I can't be sure where. And then there's the boss. Tough and could probably take on half a dozen or more of the rest of us in a fight. Where would I find the prisoners? Entrance at the end of the corridor near the boss's headquarters. And now we kill him. Chaotic evil. It's not really that evil. He is a bandit. It definitely is chaotic. That, well, maybe not chaotic, but it should be. Well, no, I guess that's actually kind of fair. It's not really like the thing that a chaotic evil person specifically would do, like only them. But it is kind of dark, and it is a little chaotic, so yeah, I guess it does make sense that both of those would move. That's important. So I'm going to have to be dropping off as I explore this place. Yeah, see, I can't carry all of this, but I will be taking it on my way out. So I'll load up all the things that weigh things at the entrances of each room so I can just take it all on the way back. This is a poison. Liquid contained within, not suitable for coating a weapon. It is meant to be mixed with an intended victim's drink. Possibly find some use for it in the future. Yeah, don't think that's just like an empty bottle, which is what it looks like. It does have a use. Make sure you keep it. So this whole room is what he was talking about. This long corridor is completely trapped on the entire top side, and basically as long as you're heading deeper in, the entire right side is just traps, so watch out. Bunch of drunken bandits, but there's a lot of them. Get something to drink, it's good stuff. See that blue skin girl we captured? Boss is going to hand her out as a reward to whoever kills the most guards on the next raid. Can't have that. Alright, problem solved. That's a disastrous loss, even if we got killed at this point by any of the remaining defenders. That's so many dead bandits right there. Your entire gang has just been gutted. Centipede venom? I can't poison my weapons because I'm not an assassin. It seems odd to me they give you that venom this early, because you can't use it for, even if you were going to play an assassin, for several levels more. I don't think thieves get envenom weapon, just default. We got 2 barrels of water so far. attack. Oh, that's why I didn't get double my health when I leveled up. I took level as a druid, not a barbarian. Ow. I miss being good at stuff. Oh. Wow. I was attempting to fall back and heal up a bit. Ow! Dude got +6 to hit? Dang. Oh, that's another barrel. Alright, so that's the big room cleared. Most of the bandits are now dealt with. We really just have a couple loose ends to mop up at this point. Guard dogs. Something I actually am curious about. Is animal empathy at all any kind of ability? I don't think it is. Yeah, I can't use it like just a regular skill. I can only use it to communicate with animals. I look angry. Alright. Well, let's search their treasure room. Looks like they have 4 locked chests. Oh, I looked it up as well. Maker of this mod is Rogue Knight. Who pretty much alone has made this thing completely. Okay, this is gonna be annoying, isn't it? Okay, so I can damage it. So I do 5 damage minimum, but can do up to 16. That's a pretty wide range. Wow, that's a tough chest. There we go. And this one. I don't like having to bash chests open. It's way easier when you have power attack. Generally, just a couple strikes does it. And Swordflight, unless it's an actually truly special chest, doesn't do that stupid. This one arbitrarily absorbs 40 points of all incoming damage. There are certain ones you cannot break. That is true. But most of those are about some other class's specific skill. These Kalashite weapons are interesting. They're keen, but they're -1. That's a Kalashite short sword too. Wow, that one's not even keen. It just has massive criticals, which certainly is not great. Massive criticals is handy, but it only works really that well when you have something else that makes it more likely for you to critical. Oh, there's the wizard. And that be his familiar. Let's see if we can lure out and kill that thing separate from him. That'll certainly be easier to deal with separately. Gets +5 to hit. Only has to roll a 12 or better to hit me. And its armor class is, unfortunately, a little bit better than most rats. Typical. Hi, buddy. Nice try. Now, if only I could hit you. I barely made that save. Ouch. That dude's a 3rd level mage at least. Ugh. Got him. Okay. Let's fix this while I can. Alright, I shouldn't really have to put anything from this room in a specific location. Might have to in this one. This would be their shrine. Whoop. Ow. Oh goodness, I'm gonna die so fast. Yeah. Dude, like, maxed out on his damage twice. This guy can crit me out with a single hit if he does enough damage. Hit him. Alright. I don't even think he worships any particular god. He kind of worships all of the Dark Ones as long as they give him some power. He's got a lot of hit points, though. And he's probably got the best armor in this place. Didn't matter. Yeah, you can find these pouches of gold the moment you pick them up. They disappear in your inventory. There are other items like that in this mod too, which I think are cool. This thing trapped. Nope. That'd probably be their tithe crate. I'll gladly take it. As a general rule, I'm a druid, so I don't particularly ascribe to any god. Alright, there's the chief. I have a couple of buffs here. Well, let's see how it goes if I just rage and charge him. Okay, well, that's not good. He critted me right off the bat. It's not fair. Yeah, I forgot about his whole disarm thing. You're gonna shoot at me? Come on now. Gotcha. I hate disarm.
This road is a bit of a stray.
Tables covered with maps depicting caravan routes, information, such as mercenary companies who frequently provide caravan guards. Examine the papers covering the desk. Most of them are of no particular relevance, but find one of interest, making references to someone called Rajar. Not altogether clear who it is, but appears to be a contact bandits maintained in Kalimport, who assist them by fencing their stolen merchandise, providing them with supplies. Paper includes directions to his hideout in the sewers. Information one needs to use the password Jiraj when dealing with him or risk being treated as an enemy. Yeah, if you find papers about criminal activity, there are people who want them in Kalimport when you eventually get back. Finding lots of money, though. Already up at 2 grand. That's a lot early game. Only because everyone charges an arm and a leg for everything. Alright, I'm gonna break this chest open. Just because I don't want to deal with it later. Gonna need that. And I'll take the last barrel of water. That should be 6. Yep. There's Zarala, Saman, and Were-Rats. Nearest one speaks to you, set us free. We've been locked up here by those bandits. Who are you? How'd you get here? Simply poor travelers. We're afflicted with lycanthropy, traveling in search of a cure. We were waylaid by bandits in a prison, thought us monsters, treated us with contempt because of a condition that's no fault of ours. You're sure creature story's a lie, he planned some mischief. Your story rings false to me, I should let you around here for trickery, but if I do choose to be merciful, you'll find me well prepared for any treachery. This is why you keep a silver weapon around. At least until you get a magical one. These things only have damage reduction against normal weapons. If you get your hands on a +1 weapon, that'll go right through them too. Of course, I don't have a magic weapon. It's gonna be rough using a two-handed weapon. Oh great, is this thing gonna kill me? No, thank goodness. Using a two-handed weapon means I don't get any shield benefit. Shields are super handy. Well, I thought you were dead, thought I'd killed you. I'm really sorry about that, not that good a shot. Are you alright? Fine, might not have been showed up much later. The bandit chief was talking about how much he wanted to capture a pretty girl after he was done with me. He'd auction me off to his men in some sort of contest. They smashed my nice crossbow to bits. Yeah, that's quite a shame. Appears you have some interesting and powerful friends. Can't see I'm anybody very special right now. They told me otherwise. Find it a bit difficult to believe myself. Say they're powerful forces out to kill me. Very well. To be told you have a great destiny, as far as I can determine from what you've told me, it means I'm probably going to get killed. Now it's no way to talk. Think of what adventure will be like. It'll be fun. I'll run into Kadath. Hoping to get a chance to see those ruins from the moment I heard of them. There are always stories of adventures to be found in ruins. Yeah, let's go. Might be some noise over my side, but I'll try to not have to deal with it. So I've been killed in the attack on the caravan. Do not understand how you survived, but I'm happy to see you. Did not realize you were so capable. Must have fought your way through this entire base. Bandits thought they could hold me for ransom. Thought I'd be worth more to them alive. It could have been much, much worse. The caravan was destroyed with much loss of money and life. At least I managed to rescue. Now that you're rescued, you need to set off across the desert. Too old and fat to be running about in a desert wasteland. That would not do at all. Should be an alternative. I brought my flying carpet. The bandits took it. Expect it somewhere. I believe I have it right here. Regret I cannot take you along, but the carpet can only carry one. It's too small for more. You should be fine waiting with Kadath just fine. He will even hire you to assist in his explorations. I shall just carry it out to the desert and then be on my way. Be sure to fly over the upper floor, desert, as well as the desert. There may still be traps. Alright, her remaining gear should be in a chest nearby. But she's also going to be my mule. So let's see. That's mine.
This load is a bit of a strain.
There it is. This is her stuff. So that's hers. Heal me now, please. Simple rogue. Does she have simple weapon proficiency? She does. This is better than everything else you've got. And I can give her a crossbow, too. Don't bother putting a helmet on her. She will take it off. Says it messes with her hair. Suppose I could wear one of these light rings, but it's not that big a deal to me. Alright. So, she's going to carry all of my heavy things. Because she won't complain about it. And that way I can walk to the camp without having to be slowed down, or leave things behind, or make multiple trips. That would have been a super useful feature in regular Neverwinter Nights, too. She'll be really slow, so she's not going to be much of a help in any sort of combat situation, but I won't need her to be. That's my job. Do be careful on this top floor. She will spring those traps if you're not careful about it. She can disable one or two of them. She has a little bit of trap disabling ability, but not a lot. No, not the mage's place. Should be 3 piles of loot. One in here, one in the big room, and one at the entrance.
This load is a bit of a strain.
This is about her most useful trait here. She becomes a handy buff to have later on, because Bard Song, turns out, can be pretty useful. But, at this point in the game, her Bard Song lasts for like 2 rounds, gives you like 1 attack and +1 damage or something like that, which is nice, but barely anything. She's good for a little bit of minor healing. Occasionally she'll cast a sleep at the right time, but not very often. And she's good for carrying stuff. That's about it. But those aren't nothing. It is annoying if she dies, because you have to... Right, I don't think I really looked at it much. This here. This is what the air elementals gave us, which you can use on her. It'd be unwise to sell or discard it unless you have some other means of casting or raise dead. When you use it, use this item will lose 10 points of experience points per level, which is not a ton, but it's enough to be annoying. And you have to do that every time she dies, because if you don't, you lose. The game just ends. It says you failed in your mission, and it's just over.
This load is a bit of a strain.
Sorry about that. I might edit that out. I hit my mic trying to swat a fly away. I hate flies so much. I think if I were a druid, I would devote my life to raising spiders just to lower the amount of flies. There's probably going to be some more fire beetles between us and our goal. Yep. Well, come on, guys. Ouch. Well, she's not very helpful. That was a couple of good heals. He hit me, really? Oh, they've moved in here too. And I used sleep already. Of course I did. Might be able to bottleneck a couple of them between these two. There you go. I think that was probably max damage for her. Oh, no. There we go. Okay. Now let's get to the camp. So we've completed most of the side stuff that there is throughout this module. The real meat and potatoes of it takes place doing work for Kadath in the ruins out here, which is a little rough. At times. Those ruins are a real mixed bag. And I guess there is a little something you gotta go through before you can get into the ruins proper. And that's probably going to be the roughest part of this module. It's one of the roughest parts of all of Swordflight. Just because of the difficulty of a couple of monsters inside of it. We'll see. We'll deal with it next episode. I'm not going to go through it this one. But I would at least like to get up to the point where I can do that. Nothing. Glad to see you survived and you were successful in rescuing her. Not really famous yet, trying out my introductions for when I am. Yeah, she's extremely proud. Can't expect a song and record every trivial detail, you don't need to worry. Alright, over. Found some barrels, here they are. And here's your bag of holding. Not able to definitely determine exactly how old they are, what civilization produced them. Before we could even reach the new find, had to fight our way through caves crawling with giant spiders who proved inclined to drop on us from the ceiling. Sakos, our wizard, was torn apart before he could even cast a spell. They were only the beginning of our troubles. Barely begun our investigations. We were attacked by undead monstrosities. One of our guards was lost fighting them. We retreated. Killed a few in our battles. Ruins are still both full of spiders and undead. Primarily a party of scholars, not warriors. And of course she agrees right away. No adventurers always look for an excuse to plunder some ancient dungeon, not as if you had something else to do. Why aren't you leading it? Many responsibilities to attend to. Alright, and so now we're hired on to clear the ruins. And bring any artifacts that we have back. Let's see what you have. I will need a missile weapon around, so I think I'll hang on to that longbow I picked up. They leave a lot of crafty stuff in these, not just with, like, actual forging stuff. Things like wands and blank scrolls and potions that you can use alchemy and scroll scribing and wandcraft on. It's pretty interesting. I've never really done much of that. Like I said, I've been playing it's been a decent while, actually, since I was still playing it. But I did a lot as a dwarven cleric of Moradin, who's all about forging. And so I've taken advantage of some of it. It's not like huge game-changingly big, but it's fun to be able to actually play the characters you want to play, because the game is designed to kind of accommodate all of them. It's pretty neat. Okay, I don't need Eagle's Splendor, don't think I need Owl's Wisdom or Fox's Cunning. The rest of these I will hold on to. I'll hang on to those two. Alright. Concentration and discipline. I'm going to keep the animal handling ones. Magic pouch, negative energy, another magic pouch, and want to sleep. As the pouches stay here, and the lesser magic bag should just be 40%. Pouches are 20. So not huge deals, but that's nice. Alright. So he has a number of interesting helms here. This one gives me, it hits my concentration, but the searching stuff inside of there is a pretty big deal, so I'm going to hang on to that. Could get a nice cloak. Crafter, combat skill, discipline and parry. Closes spellcasting, concentration, and spellcraft. Could get the Ring of Scholars. I will take that. There's a lot of these kinds of books that you can use to get information. Many of them are about specific classes. Rune Exploration, that's just some XP. A decent bit of it, too. I always recommend you grab it. That's undead turning. Resistance is just saving throws. I already have a lot of stuff that buffs some saving throws. I'll take the Ring of Scholars. Gives me a lore bonus. Should help me with identifying stuff for a while. I did not sell her stuff, did I? I think I have to go back and... No, I did not. I have to go back and do that. Might as well clear up all the exploration on this area, though. In case anyone did not watch my Neverwinter Nights playthrough, because I made this clear in that as well, I like completing maps, so I will do my best to do that whenever possible. Unfortunately, there are times when it's not. Something else to keep in mind in Swordflight. Merchants have a limit on money. Generally, it's a pretty high limit, and when you buy things, of course, that's added to the limit. but eventually they run out. And I don't think it replenishes over time, like Skyrim would. I just sold some things I should not have. Did she use this thing? No, that's Marshall. I could keep her with a mace. Now, if she has to hit things, I might as well give her a real weapon. Shouldn't have sold it anyway. Besides, there's a lot of undead in those ruins, and most of them are skeletal. So if she's going to have to fight them, I prefer she can actually harm them, assuming she ever hits, which she doesn't very often. She's still even level 1. I'm really close to leveling up, though, so we'll both go up, like, right at the start of the next episode. Alright, so, bandits are all dead, looted the stuff, got a taste of actual danger in Swordflight, and the spider caves we're going to have to go through before we can reach the ruins. That's going to be rough. We'll get it done, I'm not overly worried about it, but it's certainly going to be annoying, I'll tell you that much. But that is all for this one. So, thank you all for watching, I will see you in the next one.